I spend a lot of time working with clients to advance their thought leadership. And part of the way that I do that is through opinion essays. Opinion essays are guest columns, and they're guests because you don't work for the publication, but they're guest columns that articulate a point, that further an argument, or that share an idea. Opinion essays run opposite the editorial page in print publications. And so, what that means is that if you're looking at a print publication, you go to the editorial section. The editorial section represents the views of the publisher of the paper. But then on the next side, there's guest columns or op-eds. And the op-eds are from people who don't work for the publication, but they are weighing in on a host of issues. I really think that opinion essays are important because they're a way for you to communicate your ideas in an unvarnished manner. You don't have to worry about someone editing it down. You can state how you feel, and you have 850 words, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, to make your point. Now, once a publication agrees to publish your essay, then a whole nother system or process starts. And I want to talk to you about that process. So first, if you're interested in doing more essays, you should try to submit your essay within 24 hours of a breaking news event. So if you were writing about the affirmative action decision from the Supreme Court, as soon as that decision came down, within 24 hours, you would have an op-ed. That's how you increase the likelihood of getting it published. So once you get to a yes, here are things that I want you to know. First, some publications will pay you for your essay. Not all, but some. Some publications that pay, they pay based on how many people have seen or read your article. So don't be surprised if when you write, if it's a larger outlet, they pay you. The next thing that I want you to know is that some publications will ask you to sign a copyright agreement. The copyright agreement protects them. It gives them the right to edit your piece, and it also gives them a right to publish your piece. And when they agree to publish it, they want exclusivity, meaning you can't share it with someone else. The other thing that I need you to know is that when you get a yes from a publication that they're going to publish it, you cannot share that essay in an email format. You can't send that essay to another outlet and ask them to publish it. You have to wait until the piece has been published by the original outlet. And then even then, it can't be picked up someplace else because the original outlet now has the copyright for your essay. They own it once you sign that copyright agreement. You should also know that the publication date can change. So a publication can say, I'm going to publish this on July 17, but then if something happens, they may need to change that date, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not going to publish it. It could just mean that their editorial calendar shifted, and as a result, your essay will need to shift. I also want you to know that the title of your essay can change. And no, the publication does not need your permission to change the title. Publications, like everyone else, want clicks on their content. They, in fact, need it for advertising and revenue purposes. They also write titles all day long. They know what's likely to attract readers and what titles people will skip right over. And so, as such, you may write a title, but they can change it. Now, if the headline they select is a non-starter or perhaps a little bit more salacious or political than you may like, you can always request a change, but know that it's at their discretion whether or not they will accept your change. There are no guarantees. You should also know that opinion essays may not be online the first thing in the morning. And what I mean by that is sometimes, you wake up in the morning, and if you're an early bird like me, you might be online at 6 in the morning. I know, it's insane. It doesn't mean that your essay is going to be online at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or even 8 a.m. Publications have different times that they post their new content. So if you wake up and it's not there first thing in the morning, it doesn't mean that they're not going to use it. I've seen publications update their websites around 10 a.m. I've seen some publications where it's first thing in the morning. I've also seen publications update as late as 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So it really varies, and it probably depends on the staffing level at the publication, what the digital editor is working on that day, and so many other issues. So don't worry if you don't see it first thing in the morning. The final thing that I want you to know is that once your piece is published, you have a responsibility to promote it. And so it's not like your work is over just because you get that link. No, a new phase of work begins. Once you get the link and your piece has been published, share it with your network, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Just put it out as far and as wide, because you want people to see your content and to interact with it, but it also helps the paper. And so I want you to do that. Now, before I wrap, I will give you a bonus, and that bonus is that sometimes if you're working with a smaller outlet or even a larger outlet, your piece could appear online as well as in the print edition of the outlet. So yes, some publications still have print editions, and they get to decide which pieces run exclusively online and which pieces show up in both places. It's always a real treat when your piece is in a print publication, because then you could take that page and you can frame it, and it's just really nice to see. So it's not guaranteed. In fact, some outlets don't even have print publications, but for the ones that do, you always want to ask, will this be online only or will it be online in print? So I hope that this content has been helpful, and if you've indeed found it helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and also leave a positive comment. Thanks for watching.